folks. Very short video. I've got a special t-shirt on today. I've got my superhero in training today. Now I'll explain what that means. I'll come back to that in 2 minutes, right? So this is a very short video. I want to introduce my take on resilience. And I want to introduce some stuff you probably haven't heard before. Now resilience, we call it bouncebackability. You know it as resilience. But either way, it ties in with what Anne Maston calls ordinary magic. Which is a beautiful phrase, which also ties in with the Finnish concept of sisu, which is that the kind of inbuilt sense of reserve tank of energy and fortitude and grit and resilience that we all have, and you have to dig deep to find it sometimes. It's an inner strength. I think if you could bottle sisu, it would be the elixir of modern life right now. So tough times, when your team's been running on empty for a long time, then Art of Brill, we've got a few workshops and webinars that will help you tap into those reserve tanks and get you rising stronger. So just first of all, we've got a classic one called Bouncebackability. We've been running it for a few years now, but it's never been more apt of the time. And Bouncebackability is a deeper dive into resilience for your team, and it's a sure sign that the Art of Being Brilliant messages actually have gravitas and they have depth. And everybody's heard of PTSD, right? So post-traumatic stress disorder. That's when bad stuff happens and it sits with you for the rest of your life. So you keep reliving that trauma and it ends up defining you, struggle to move on. But very few people have heard of the opposite of that, which is post-traumatic growth. And post-traumatic growth is when exactly the same bad stuff happens to you, but you use it as a learning opportunity and you bounce forward, you rise stronger from it. Use the adversity to propel you forward. In a way, you're finding that sisu and that grit and that ordinary magic. So I think in terms of coming back after lockdown, helping your team bounce back stronger, then maybe bouncebackability is exactly the thing you need right now. But we've also got a new one that's it's a sort of sister concept really, and we've called it Talk Yourself Up, How to Overcome Imposter Syndrome, right? So here's the thing, right? Imposter syndrome. Have you got that nagging voice in your head? Or your team's got that nagging voice in its collective culture about, oh, we're not quite good enough, or the other teams are better than us, or we haven't got the confidence, or we can never achieve that sales target, right? So, 2 pieces of fabulous good news on imposter syndrome, right? So, first one, if you've got the negative self-chatter, congratulations, you're normal, right? We've got a technical term for it, we call it being human. Everybody has a negative self-talk, but the even better news is you can learn to befriend it. So you can turn that inner critic into a critical friend. So instead of talking yourself down, you can talk yourself up. And it's not some sort of ridiculous narcissism, oh, we're the best in the world. It isn't that, but it's the actual truth. Which brings me back to the t-shirt, actually. My thinking is, everybody listening to this, you already are a superhero, but we're probably pretending to be normal. And I'm thinking, like, if we stop pretending, if we had a team of superheroes that weren't pretending to be normal, that were unleashed to be their best selves, that becomes really, really powerful going forward. So the superhero analogy, I think, works. So I'm in training, I'm trying, we're going for it, aren't we? And I'm thinking it works in the modern world because actually everybody's wearing masks at the moment. Superheroes do wear masks, don't they? So that fits as well. I'm just thinking maybe pants on the outside, potentially a step too far.